Alright, it's time to break down some transformers. So, hope you're ready. Make sure I got all the tools. Snippers. This is all going to be number 2 wire, but what I do first is snip it all off. And I like to, there's usually a wire in between, that one right there. I try to snip that, you'll see why later. Let me go ahead, snip all these wires off. Recover that number 2 insulated wire. I'm going to be making a video soon recovering the brass out of these sockets, light sockets. Got a whole pile of them. And yes, I do all these by hand. I don't have a press like Project Shop. One day I'll have a press to do these quicker. But if you want to know how to do it by hand, you can hang out with me for a little bit. If you want to see how to do it with a press, I recommend going to Project Shop FL channel. He's got the best setup I've seen to bust transformers down, and he can do it in lightning speed. It's incredible how fast and how many he can do. He can do like 100 an hour or something crazy if he has 2 people. He's got 2 presses, one to crack them and one to push the core out. I'll show you how to do both of those with my hand with a hammer. I'm going to take all these brackets off too, they just get in the way when you do it by hand. A little bit of brass on these, right on the end, they just come right off. I kind of try to get that, even though it's not much, it all adds up, you know. Make a little pile of it. Some of these brackets are held on with a flathead or some with a Phillips. Again, they're not consistent. They like to do every single type of bit possible. It's a pain in the ass, but you know, we'll get through it. Like I always say, make sure you got every single bit you can imagine, because you're going to need it to scrap. Going to need it. I'm hoping some of these are double copper. They're pretty heavy. Here's another one of those. Get the brass out of that later. getting warm in here, warm out here, even though it's 40 something degrees. I'm heating up. All right. Let's see if we can get these brackets off. All right. So for this, need a pair of channel locks. I can't find mine, so I got these crazy looking things. I have no idea what you even call those, but they'll work. Number 2 Phillips, and a flathead, and a drill. Let's go ahead and knock out the Phillips first. Grab the nut on the other side and zip it on out. Throw it on there for now. Sometimes these screws get bent. You might have to cut them with an angle or a cut-off wheel grinder. We'll see if we can avoid that today, but we may have to use it. Because some of these are not going to want to come out. That one came out. Some of them are tougher than others. Normally these are not stainless, but they've got a weird look to it. I'm going to check them out in a little bit. Foothold. Oh boy. That may be, no, maybe we can get it off. No, we got it. Phillips bit is worn out. Make sure you got a bunch of them, because you're gonna need it. Suckers wear out pretty easily. Can't just spin it off. These are a little bent out of whack. Again, give it a little tap. See if you can't get them out. Come on. Messing up the transformer here. Alright, we'll work around that one. I'm gonna have to cut those. Those are really bent. Might as well cut this one while we're at it. Make it easy. Da, 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 da. Trying to locate my goggles, which I seem to have misplaced, like always. Alright, goggles, come on. Steal the plug. Just a second. Goggles on, ear protection on. Now they'll slide right out. Alright, now to the fun part. So, Project Shop taught me there's a top and a bottom. Basically, almost always, the smaller coil would be considered the top. You got a bigger area behind the weld where you can hit or put into the press if you have a press. But basically you can see where the weld runs through the top. You see the line coming down right there? You want to hit anywhere on that side, on the outside of that line. The inside's the core that we're going to have to push this way. But yeah, see how much smaller of an area you have on this side? It's almost shaped like an L. You can see the line is way over here. So you have that about 1.5 inches or 1 inch versus, you know, a couple inches at least over here where you can hit all the way up into here. So I hit this side. Of course, you're gonna have some that have brackets like this that are welded on. I just smack them and get them flat. That way it's a flat surface. So you can either do that, or you can take the hammer, the big old hammer, and hammer it. That way you can stand it upright like this, and it's flat. I think we have another one over here somewhere. No, that was the only one like that. So, let me go ahead and cut this one, just to make it cleaner. Protection. Okay, so what I like to do is get them set up in a row where we can attack them pretty easily. See, almost always it's a smaller coil where you want to hit that side. Almost always. Sometimes you'll get surprised and it'll be different kinds of transformers, but when we get to those, I'll show you. Most of these are the same. They came out of the same style light. So, they're mostly going to be the same. And some of these have 3 coils, which is cool. But almost always, it'll either be 1 copper coil and 2 aluminum, or 2 copper and 1 aluminum. Only once have I seen all 3 copper. Very rare. They're usually very old transformers, but I got 2 of those triple coil ones, so we'll see once we break them down, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be aluminum on one and copper on the other 2, maybe. So put your goggles on. Some people wear a mask. I don't wear a mask, but let's see. Yeah, we're gonna hit it right there. This will be your best friend. Trust me, I tried to start with this kind of hammer, and it is no comparison to the 3-pound, 4-pound hammer. I used to cut the welds with a cutoff wheel and use a wedge, and you waste money on a cutoff wheel. You might as well just get one of these. You can just do it. My 8-year-old son, which you've seen him on a video or 2, he can crack them too. So, you know, anybody can do it. You just gotta hit it nice and firm. You know, whip your wrist, and they'll basically fall right off. Some people say you need it on a hard surface. I disagree. As you can see, I'm using a piece of carpet. That gives it a little room for this to drop when you hit that weld versus being on a super hard surface. I agree you want a hard surface underneath the softer surface, but if it was straight up on the concrete, and I can try it here, you're either going to chip the concrete, and it's going to take a lot more wax to break these open. So I recommend putting a softer something, carpet, AC coil works good. You know, anything softer than what's underneath to help it. Yes, honey. I'm working. This one's tough. You really don't even have to swing all that hard. You can bust them open. Let's find us a bucket so we don't have to move this stuff twice. What? I'm making a video. I'm making a YouTube video. So sometimes when you break those off, you're gonna have some nasty sharp edges here. If they're really bad, they'll hang up when you try to push the core through. So try to take the cutoff wheel and just run it across there real fast just to clean that edge up, because it is really sharp. And it won't just come off when you flick it off or try to flick it off. So these usually fall right out. These are some steel pieces. There's one falling out now. I usually get those out so they don't end up in the bucket full of aluminum or copper, whichever one the coils are. So there's one. Not even swinging hard, you know, just like I said, whip your wrist on it just like that, and it'll pop it right off. Whip right on there. You don't want to hit the weld, you want to hit behind the weld. Be careful if you're holding this, you don't want to whack your thumb. I've been doing this a while, so I know how to avoid that. What you doing? Did you find your hammer? I saw it. It's right there. Look.
Oh, you put it for me?
That's your hammer. It's your hammer.
Good job.
All right, I need you to get back. You want to go over here and hammer something, okay? Come over here. No. You got to get out of the way. Go over there, get those. Get those. Get those big ones. Over here. Okay? Do those. I'm swinging a hammer over here. Now those look like double copper. That's good. See, I can do it with one hand. I think because of that softer surface underneath. So if I try to do it, hopefully y'all can see that. Can you see that? Yeah, okay. When I do it on this harder surface, it's going to be tougher. See? Takes more wax versus like that. To me, it seems like it works better when it's on that carpet. Y'all give it a try and let me know, or if you have a better way to do it by hand, let me know. I'm always open to learning other tricks of the trade. And this little piece, always try to hammer it away from where you cut the wires, because sometimes we'll get hung up in there. It seems to be easier to drive it out that way. That one's probably one copper, one aluminum. Thank you, honey. You're doing good too. Once you get a rhythm going, it goes pretty quick. Go upstairs then.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
I can't, Dwayne.
Where is it?
It's right there.
Bring it upstairs to Bubba. I'm working, honey. Bring your toy upstairs. Come on. Be right back, folks. Duty calls. Duty. Go. 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 I'm waiting for you to go. Go, 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 go. Run, run, run. Hey, I have to finish. I'm making a video. And I promise I'll come up. Be careful. I think it's somebody's nap time. He always gets wild at nap time. One more piece stuck in there. Can't get it out. There we go. I don't know, honey. What is it? Oh boy. Evelyn, hold on a second. Hold on a second. You're getting so mad. Okay, honey. Is it nap time? I think it's nap time. It's not 9 o'clock? You don't take a nap at 9 o'clock. It's not 9 o'clock. She always says, is it 9 o'clock? One time it was actually 9 o'clock when she asked that. I thought it was pretty funny. I guess if you ask it enough, eventually you'll get it right. Now that's a heavy one. That's got to be double copper. So, the weird thing about transformers that I've had experience, it's easier to get the copper coils out, but harder to get the aluminum ones out. Don't know why. But the darn aluminum ones, when you try to push the core out, they just grab on. And it takes a lot more to get those off. It's just, not only does it not pay you, but it's harder to get off, you know? So it's kind of silly the way that works. But. Alright, well, we got all those outside welds off. So what I try to do is I drop them on that side. See, there's the top. The core is going to come out this way, and they got that. It's going to push through. I try to drop it right on its head to give it a head start before I take it over to the vise. And I'll do that for each one. And again, if they've got sharp edges, I'll try to clean those up. But if you do that, probably going to piss off my neighbor when she's home. But we're working here. There's one with some sharp edges. I'll clean that one up. This one's clean, but it falls right through like that. So I can tell that one's going to come off easy. It's most likely double copper. That's why you can almost pull them off, the copper ones sometimes. Or like this, just send it right through like that. Easy peasy. And see, this is why I want to snip off these wires in the middle, because they hold on to each other and it makes it a little more difficult. But look, ready? Make sure you don't hit your fingers. And just send it. And then you got this one that can drive down in there. This one's getting hung up. Boom. Well, now I feel it. It is not copper. That is definitely aluminum. And if you don't know by the weight, eventually you'll know by the weight. But get a scratcher, file. Get you a file. You can scratch it. Aluminum. But sometimes, this one's not one of them, but sometimes the inner core, like I said on one video before, or maybe I haven't posted it yet, sometimes they feel a little heavier than aluminum, but a little lighter than copper. And if they do, you want to scratch this inner ring here. This one's pretty heavy, but it's a big one, so it's not going to be the copper inner core, aluminum outer shell. But just scratch it to make sure if you don't know. Because that little tiny bit of copper that's in those types of transformers weighs more than this 80 to 90% of aluminum around it. So it's worth it to get it out, to me. It don't take long at all. But that one's aluminum. Unfortunately, this one weighs twice or 3 times as much as that other one, and it's, let's look at the size comparison. This one's all copper. This one's aluminum. See that? This weighs 2 or 3 times more than that. Incredible. About 3 or 4 pounds just in that one little one. So we can try and get some of these out. That's one of the triple coil ones. Interesting. So that one's aluminum. Very light. Hoping the other 2 are copper. That would be ideal. That's copper. You want to scratch it with me? Scratch it with me and I'll show you. copper. Sometimes shows up weird on camera, but I'm pretty sure you can see that pink. And if you don't know the difference, you know, check it out against that one. Can you see the difference? Yeah, you can see it. Whitish aluminum, pinkish copper. Cool. Now let's check out. Look at that. Just falls right out of there, pretty much. These damn copper ones are nice. So that's cool. 2 copper, 1 aluminum. A lot of times they're 2 aluminum, 1 copper. That's good. More value, especially if you're paying for them. I got this load of lights for free. One of my contractors hooked me up. He didn't have me pay for them. It's gonna be one for the vise, and I can guarantee you one of these is gonna be aluminum. That's why it's not come out. I know I keep saying that, but it's proven true. Let's check. Let's check. See if I'm right. This first one's copper, I think. But it's holding on to the other one too. Copper. Again, it does look strange on camera, but I promise you that's copper. And aluminum, yep. So we'll take that one to the vise and knock her out. This one, it's hard to tell. But let's see if we can shake her loose. Nope. That one ain't coming loose. You can also, if you don't have a vise, you can hit the coils off like this. I've seen people do it that way. For me, it's just invest in a vise. It's much easier. That one's got to be aluminum. Just grabbing on hard. Yeah, I see it. Make sure you don't hit your toes. Okay, wait a second. This might be one of those ones, because that feels light like aluminum, but heavier. So let's check and see. Maybe we've got those good goodies hiding in there. I can already see some, pretty sure. Yeah, you can hear. If you've been doing this a while, you can hear the difference. Okay, so normally, look. Normally, people will scratch right here, right? On this edge, okay? Right? Just like any normal person would do. You scratch right there. Huh, it's aluminum. Chuck it in the aluminum bucket. No. It's heavier, so look at that. This little middle core, you see that separation right there? Let me get a good angle here. You can see, oh wait, here we are. There's a little bit of separation there, so it's heavier. So you scratch it, and that inside, check it out. Look what we got. Copper. I'm glad I found one of those so I can show y'all. But that little bit of copper, see that? Right there to right there, weighs more than that other, I'd say 80-90%. That's aluminum. Pretty cool. So we got to be on the lookout for those now that we know we got one. All right. And that one's all aluminum, I believe. Pretty sure. I'm gonna end it right there. Probably gonna make a video of putting them in the vise. This one's getting a little long right now, so I'll let you go.